We're going to start tonight with a story that is very much still developing, very much still unresolved, and very personal to our first guest. This is Yair Yaakov and Mirav Tal. They live on a kibbutz in southern Israel, a kibbutz called Nir Oz. And Yair's sons are 16 and 12 years old. Or is the big brother, he's 16. Yagil is the younger son, he's 12. And on Saturday morning at 8:45 a.m. local time, so this is just a couple of hours after the Hamas terrorist attacks started in southern Israel, Yair got on the phone with his sister-in-law from the kibbutz. And he told his sister-in-law that he and his girlfriend were in a shelter inside their house. They were going to try to ride out these bombings that had just started. He said his two sons, his 12-year-old and his 16-year-old, they were not with them. They were with their mother at a different house on the kibbutz. And Yair said that the plan was that everybody was going to stay put until the bombings stopped. And then they would find each other and get back together, stay safe. Then about a half hour later, another communication. And this time it was from Yair's girlfriend. It was from Mirav. And she texted out an audio message. And it was terrifying. She said there were two terrorists inside the house. They had guns. They were shooting. She said Yair was trying to hold back the door to the shelter so that the terrorists could not get in. And that was the end of it. After that, they lost connection. So Yair's brother tried calling them back. He also tried that thing where you try to locate somebody's phone to try to figure out where his brother and his girlfriend were exactly. He was not able to find them that way. Later in the afternoon, he was able to get in contact with the boy's mother again. Again, she had been with the two sons in a different house on the kibbutz. She said she had been contacted by two kidnappers who made the 16-year-old boy or get on the phone and tell his mom that he had been kidnapped. Then he hung up. So the long and the short of this is that all four of these people, Yair and his two sons and Yair's girlfriend, they have now all been reported missing by Yair's brother, Yaniv. And Yaniv says the whole family has been missing, as far as they know, since basically midday on Saturday. He has not heard from them since. Except there has been an additional electronic communication of the worst kind. Yaniv says he has been sent a video which appears to show his brother Yair and his brother's girlfriend being kidnapped on Saturday morning. Since the attack on Israel started on Saturday morning, we have seen these murders and hostage takings of civilians and otherwise. We have seen them being filmed and put online for a strategic aim, right, to advance the purposes of the people who are doing the murdering and the hostage-taking. And so when it comes to the footage that these people are producing of their killing and kidnapping people, that puts every social media company on earth, and it puts everybody in the news business in the position of potentially doing their work by showing what they are doing, because they want it to be seen. They want that to augment the terrorizing effect of what they are doing to these innocent people. Now, on the other hand, the people whose families have been victimized in this way are in some cases asking us to please show these videos, to please show this stuff, because they believe it should be A, known that this is happening, and B, because in some cases they believe it could potentially help them get their loved ones home safely. So being in the middle of that, not wanting to advance the cause of the people who not only did these things, but filmed them for a reason, and the people who are saying, please show the footage that shows the difficult situation that our family members are in, we believe it could help. That is a very difficult thing to reckon with. All of these decisions are hard ones. I don't think there is a right decision. In this specific case of Yair and Mirav and the two boys, Yair's brother has asked us to show this video, which appears to depict his brother and his brother's girlfriend being abducted on Saturday. So we're going to play it with no sound. It was uploaded with propaganda-style music. We do not need to broadcast that. You also don't need to hear the human, exclamations and fear from the people who are in this situation. Even without this sound, I think it goes without saying this video is disturbing. It's about 30 seconds. We're going to show it now. Again, it does not have sound. It does have sound, but rather we are not playing that sound. But it's 28 seconds. Here we go. Again, this is the video that was sent to the brother of Yair, the man you saw at the end of the video there, along with his girlfriend at the first part of that video. Joining us now from southern Israel is Yair's brother, Yaniv Yaakov, who shared this video and photos of his family with us. Mr. Yaakov, I can't imagine the anguish that you and your family are going through. Thank you for talking to us. I want to give you the opportunity first. Just correct me if I said anything wrong there or characterized anything the wrong way around.
Well, thank you for having me. That's the first. It's a very hard situation. It's a very hard time right now. You've put most of the things intact, exactly like they were, besides one fact that the mother wasn't at the kibbutz. She was in another kibbutz that was also attacked. And luckily, she and my brother's daughter are safe. All the rest of them are kidnapped, like I said. What we need now, really need, is that the government of Israel and everyone who can force or squeeze or do something to make sure that everyone would work for them to get back our family, get our loved ones. That should be the top priority, nothing else. All the rest will come later. We can talk about a lot of things, but right now we need them back home, safe and sound. We really, really need someone to talk to us, to have a dialogue with us, just to have something to grab on. This is like no nightmare that I can ever imagine. Every hour, every minute, we get notifications from friends that their loved ones were killed or their loved ones are not seen at the moment. It is so hard to even explain how we feel. We are broken. We are terrified with what happened. We didn't imagine in our worst nightmares that this kind of thing could happen. And we didn't imagine in our worst nightmares that someone can react or can behave to human beings like they do.
Have you heard anything? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me just ask you briefly. You mentioned that you need help trying to create dialogue. Have you heard anything from officials or law enforcement or the government about what you should do now, about how whether they want you to be speaking publicly, about anything strategically in terms of how to try to help?
No, and that's the reason we, as families, all the families that have missing persons gathered together in order to get some help from somewhere. We know that there are a lot of countries that have people who are either casualties or are being held by Hamas. And I believe that if the whole world, or let's say the president of Turkey or Saudi Arabia, someone that are close and can talk to the Hamas, would force them to move or do something to bring our families back. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get our beloved ones back. That's the main purpose of our gathering, because we didn't get any notification or any guidance, like you said, from anyone. We decided to do it on our own.
Well, thank you for trusting us to show these images and to tell this story. Please keep us apprised. I mean, I wish I could say something more concrete in terms of what we can offer, but please stay in touch with us and let us know. And I hope you hear something soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you for letting us be here and show our pain. I hope this will help eventually. Thank you.
So do we. Yaniv Yaakov joining us tonight live from southern Israel.